Back in the 80s and 90s, Karyn White had everything she needed to become a star. With a crazy work ethic, drive, determination, a distinctive voice, beauty, and amazing dance moves, it didn't take long for her to be crowned as the Queen of New Jack Swing. After releasing her first 3 albums, the California native went on an 18-year hiatus. So what happened? This is a story about heartbreak.
The easy part is getting married. Staying together is the hardest part.
Painful losses, and depression. Here's what happened to Karyn White. Karyn White was a typical teenager growing up in Los Angeles who always had dreams of becoming a singer. She quit her high school cheerleading squad because she was concerned that yelling out cheers would damage her voice. She put all her focus on becoming a singer and had no trouble finding work right away. She began singing background for R&B group Switch. A member of the group named Jody Sims decided to create a new band called Legacy, and Karyn was a perfect fit. But unfortunately, she was eventually kicked out of the group. She told Soul Culture they only wanted one female singer, and they thought Karyn's voice wasn't commercial enough. Karyn added, "It was really devastating when it happened, but it turned out to be the best thing that ever happened to me." After graduating from high school, she heard that R&B singer O'Brien was auditioning for background singers to go on tour with him. Karyn was put through a series of auditions and interviews with the artist and his mentor and manager, Don Cornelius. 17-year-old Karyn landed the gig, but things got a little strange on tour. Karyn told the LA Times she was too innocent to realize what was going on. She added, "I must have looked like an easy mark. All these famous people were trying to hit on me." She said men were trying to take advantage of her, and she admitted she made some mistakes, but she also learned a valuable lesson. You can't be too trusting of men in this business. At the age of 18, she wrote a song for Stephanie Mills and invested the money she made right back into her career. She went to the Bay Area to work on a demo tape and told the LA Times she also worked at an accounting firm to make ends meet. When Don found out what she was doing, he sent her money to help fund her dream. He also invited her to dance on Soul Train. Karyn worked with several other artists, including the Commodores, but it was her work with keyboardist Jeff Lorber that kick-started her career. According to the LA Times, Jeff asked her to sing on 3 songs on his 1986 album entitled Private Passion. One of the songs, Facts of Love, received a lot of radio play. She was approached by Benny Medina, who was in charge of urban music development at Warner Brothers Records. He told her if the song was successful, they would sign her. When Facts of Love hit number 27 on the pop chart, it was good enough for them to extend her an offer, and Karyn signed on the dotted line. Benny suggested Karyn work with an up-and-coming duo, Babyface and Antonio L.A. Reid. Karyn said she always felt so blessed when she would enter the studio and see other talented artists recording, like Bobby Brown and Johnny Gill. Karyn, Babyface, L.A., and Daryl Simmons crafted her self-titled debut album, which was released in 1988. It was loaded with several hits, including Love Saw It, Secret Rendezvous, and The Way You Love Me, which was nominated for a Grammy. But it was her ballad entitled Superwoman that became a national anthem for women. In 1989, she went on a 2-year tour with R&B group Levert and Bobby Brown. After the tour, she started working on her sophomore album. Babyface and L.A. had just launched LaFace Records and were busy with their new artist, Toni Braxton. So Karyn reached out to production duo Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, who had mega success working with Janet Jackson. They agreed to work with Karyn, and Ritual of Love was released in 1991. It included the dance song Romantic. Sweet music wasn't the only thing cooking in the studio. 26-year-old Karyn fell in love with 35-year-old Terry, who was a father of 2 at the time.
You think we could get a close-up of that little ring on your finger?
at this?
She told iRock Jazz website they had an incredible courtship. She said he was into family and into the community. He's a sex symbol, a giver, a spiritual man. They made a mad dash to the altar and got married in 1991.
Yeah, we just kind of did it. Slipped away to Las Vegas. I said, let's do it. He said, okay.
Karyn left Los Angeles behind and moved to Minneapolis to begin her life with her new husband. She told Coco Diaries website she and Terry were at the peak of their careers and she could afford to take a break. In an interview with You Know I Got Soul website, Karyn said, "I was very rich, living in a 30,000 square foot mansion with maids and nannies and cooks." Then she gave birth to her daughter Ashley on November 24, 1992, which was also Terry's birthday. Sources also claim Terry and Karyn adopted a baby boy named Brandon, but since Karyn won't respond to our DMs, RRG is unable to confirm this information. Karyn told You Know I Got Soul website that following the birth of her daughter, she lost some confidence. She began second-guessing herself and started experiencing problems in her marriage. She said, "I was losing Karyn White." Her label wasn't happy with the new Karyn either. They told her, "You used to be this sex symbol, and now you dress like a Fortune 500 person." Karyn admitted that after being around someone long enough, she picks up on their energy. And since her husband was the business brains of the Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis empire, Karyn became interested in business as well. She wanted to go back to school to get her master's degree, but her label wasn't having it. She finally made it back to the studio to work on her third album. Karyn, Terry, Jimmy Jam, and Benny Medina were the executive producers. She also teamed back up with Babyface. Make Him Do Right hit stores in 1994, and Karyn said its release coincided with personal issues she was going through. Her record company told her they really needed her to go on tour to promote the album, but Karyn said she declined because she was more focused on being a mom and working through undisclosed internal issues. As the years passed, her fans began to blame Terry for her absence, but Karyn set the record straight when she told You Know I Got Soul website, "It wasn't Terry's fault at all. He wanted me to be all that I wanted to be. He was an amazing husband and father." Her life continued to unravel. She told Essence, although she was living in the lap of luxury, she wasn't content. iRock Jazz website alluded to Terry being the one who pushed for the divorce. In an interview with Urban Bridges website, Karyn said, "I was very fortunate in my relationship. I had a wonderful husband in Terry Lewis, and I messed that up." She fell into what she described as a depression, and she couldn't even find the energy to sing. She said it was the most painful and dark moment of her life. Things got worse when her mom passed away. Karyn told Coco Diaries, "The two people I was closest to in the world were no longer there, and I was grieving for both of them." After her divorce was finalized in 1999, she moved to Sacramento, started flipping houses, and became an interior designer. Then her father passed away, and Karyn said she fell deeper into a depression. Things got a little better sometime around 2007 when she married her best friend, a producer named Bobby G. But sadly, the marriage only lasted a couple of years. In 2008, the real estate housing market crashed, and since her daughter was about to graduate high school, Karyn figured it was time to jump back into the entertainment business. She told Sister's Letter website she produced a web series with former child star Jeremy Silvers and also starred in a low-budget film. She eventually teamed up with Jay King, the founder of Club Nouveau, who became her manager. With Jay's help, Karyn inched her way back into the spotlight. She released Carpe Diem in 2012 on her own record label. She also started a relationship with I'll Be Sure, but it didn't last. In 2015, the Soul Train Awards honored Babyface with a musical tribute, and everyone's mouths dropped when, instead of seeing Karyn on stage singing Superwoman, Fantasia Barrino sang the iconic song instead. When her fans asked why she didn't perform her own song during the tribute, Karyn had this to say.
I've been getting bombarded with questions from family, fans, friends. Karyn, why weren't you on the show? Are you okay? Is everything all right? Why weren't you there? Everybody else was there. We wanted to see you. Good question. I don't know. I never got a call from Face or BET or Centric or Soul Train Music Awards affiliates. Nobody. I thought Fantasia did an amazing job. It has nothing to do with Fantasia. It's really just respect.
Considering Karyn wished Babyface a happy birthday on her Instagram in 2021, we're going to assume she and her longtime collaborator are still on good terms. She's still interested in business and the stock market, and she spends her time teaching her daughter and nieces how to make smart financial decisions. She's also launched the Karyn White Foundation to help female entrepreneurs. She's also perfecting her acting skills. She's in a much better place in her life, which she attributes to having the wisdom of God within her. She said, "I have way more to offer now than that person I was at 22. I'm doing what I love and enjoying the work." Let us know your thoughts on what happened to Karyn White. And thanks for watching Real Reality Gossip.